Aloha. Hope life is treating you well and you're making the most of the best you that you can be, right? Being present is the most important thing that our new show, The Ascension Experts, has to offer. Join Andrew, Aloha, myself, and I, and other co-hosts and guests as we wander through the miraculous journey of life, or ascension, and what it takes to live the lifestyle of an enlightened being. Did you ever wonder what it takes to live, breathe, be a master, a saint, or simply an ascended citizen? People would be surprised just how easy it is. Really. Just be you. How hard is that? And we're back. This is Andrew Aloha live out of Flagstaff, Arizona with Spiritual Image Productions on Anchor. Anchor Live and Zoom Live and Yahoo Live. But that's besides the point. So anyhow, I want to welcome you to our show, The Ascension Experts. And I want to apologize because we actually did a recording last week, and the recording just did not turn out well at all. So I'm having to redo this whole thing again. And now that Mercury is out of retrograde, that's probably the best, right? If you don't know anything about Mercury retrograde, you're probably going to want to go and read up about it on the internet. But typically, it's when Mercury, the planet Mercury, stops moving. It looks like it's going backward, thus Mercury retrograde, and it causes all kinds of problems with communication and so forth. You know, when usually it lasts about 2 weeks. And it does it about 3 times in the year. So it stops moving for about 2 weeks, and then it goes direct. And so anyhow, you don't want to sign contracts on when that's going on. You want to be careful about getting into arguments. You avoid argumentation at all costs. A lot of people lose friends, like literally lose friends permanently. From Mercury going retrograde, but that's besides the point. So anyhow, I'm here in Flagstaff, and I've been mulling over this show for several months now, probably close to a year, maybe more, and I've been working on it to see what the best plan of action is for this show. I've done radio shows. I don't know if you know who I am, Andrew. I've done lots and lots of radio shows, interviews, psychic shows, relationship shows, music shows, all kinds of shows throughout the years, and at last 8 or 9 years or so. And then I took a hiatus for several months, and then somehow I started. I got inspired to get this show on the road again. And so that's what I'm doing now. I still don't know how well this anchor thing works or how it all works, but I'm just kind of going along with it and seeing what happens. But anyhow, excuse me. I believe what I want to do with this show is kind of lay out the foundation for the Ascension Experts. And I had some, of course, probably will bring in some people that know Ascension, know all about Ascension, or quite a bit about Ascension. Some of them people will probably be considered ascended people, depending on their path, their soul, and their life accomplishments. But and it's not to say that all of these people will be ascended, but that's one of the things we're going to do. We're going to cover what Ascension is all about. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to Google Ascension just to give you a textbook understanding about what Ascension is, what it's all about. Hang on, let me do this. I was going to do this beforehand, and I just forgot. I get caught up in some other stuff. So, what is ascension is the question. And if I'm correct, my computer's a little bit slow right now because I've got too much stuff going on in the background, right? Like that. So here, let's turn this off, and then let's go here. Here, let's go ahead and turn that off, because I don't think I'm going to need this right now. That will probably help speed up matters a little bit. But here we go. Let's find here we go. Ascension of Jesus. What is ascension? We're still okay with the recordings. I just got to make sure the recordings are working. The ascension process is about moving the consciousness from one reality to another, along with an awareness of possible multiple realities existing simultaneously. Since a reality is a dimension, what we are, or reality could also be consciousness, a conscious awareness. What we are undertaking is, in essence, a complete dimensional shift into another reality. So, and that's actually a good definition. Let's see, Ascension Island, Ascension of Jesus. All right, let's go there. Under Wikipedia, and again, that's probably a good understanding. Is ascension is a level of awareness, of understanding, and when you get to a certain level, then you become what you call an ascended master or ascended. Now, the difference between a master and a saint is that a master, they both attain a level of consciousness that has to do with ascension. And the difference is that a saint typically will have produced at least 3 miracles, public miracles, in their lifetime. And whereas a master could have produced 1 or 2 miracles, but ultimately 3 public miracles, which is what the difference is. They're both one and the same in the sense of speaking, but a saint will have manifested at least 3 miracles, public miracles in their lifetime. Now, the Ascension of Jesus says here in Wikipedia, Ascension of Jesus is the departure of Christ from earth into the presence of God in heaven. I don't know who wrote this definition, and I there's a lot of experts that do write in the Wikipedia, all this stuff, a lot of the stuff, but I think some of them aren't experts, and they're just writing out of the top of their head, and that's about as good as it gets, right? The Ascension of Jesus. Jesus was Christed. He was what's the word? What do I want to say? He was anointed. He was anointed with the Christ energy, and I believe he went to India, became a yogi, was anointed, and then went back to Jerusalem to claim his people to die on the cross, and so forth and so forth. Yeah, and it continues on in this definition, saying in the Christian tradition, reflected in the major Christian creeds and confessional statements, God exalted Jesus after his death, raising him as first of the dead and taking him to heaven, where Jesus took his seat at the right hand of God. While in modern terms, a literal reading of the Ascension account has been problematic. Again, this is probably some Christian that wrote this, and so their understanding, they probably have never been anointed, they probably have never been ascended, so they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But that's my opinion. So anyhow, as its cosmology is incompatible with the modern scientific worldview, the real relevance of Jesus' ascension lies in this exaltation. There's no difference. Again, Jesus' ascension had to do with his awareness and consciousness. He came to an understanding. He went through experiences that allowed him to be initiated, and we're going to talk about this in the next few weeks to come. I'm assuming I'm going to be doing this show every week. I don't know if that's the best plan of action for me personally, because I'm still working with some help stuff, but that's my intention. So anyhow, in Christian art, ascending Jesus is often shown blessing and unearthed and earthly group below him, signifying the entire church. Again, Jesus would never ever admit to that or confirm that or agree to that, because no one is beneath him or below him. Everyone is the same. Everyone has the same potential. Everyone has the right to be ascended if they want to be, even in this lifetime. So Jesus would agree, I'm pretty sure would agree with me saying that no one is below him, right? He treats everyone as a god, as a goddess, as an equal, as a brother, as a sister, as a father, as a mother. Everyone has the right, their own right to be who they are, where they're at now, as a god goddess, where they're at now. So they're judging again, and what do Christians do? A lot of times they judge. They go, well, we don't judge, but so be it. The feast of the Ascension is celebrated on the 40th day of Easter, always a Thursday. The Orthodox tradition has a different calendar up to a month later than the Western tradition. And while the Anglican Communion continues to observe the feast, many Protestant churches have abandoned their observance. So anyhow, again, this is probably a definition by some Christian. Again, they've probably never been anointed, or maybe have only tasted what ascension means. But until they actually truly live, breathe, be the energy, the consciousness, the understanding of ascension, then their definition is only relative, right? So it's like that. So again, ascension is a process, I believe, is a level of development. Like all mankind, I believe that everyone goes through a developmental, has been and will be going through a developmental process. Everything from being an idea, being an amoeba, being a cell, being an atom, being a molecule, being just a little minuscule atom or whatever, to becoming an amoeba, an animal form, and then becoming human. And the thing that distinguishes the humans from the animal kingdom is that the humans don't share an oversoul. They don't share one soul. They may still be connected by a logo or an avatar, in a sense of speaking. And if you don't understand that, don't worry about that now. But you can look it up if you'd like, of course. But humans have their own soul. They can think for themselves. They can mote for themselves. They can be independent. Whereas the animal kingdom cannot. They don't have their own soul. Literally, they do not have their own soul. They share an oversoul with other like kind animals, like the horses. All the horses share a soul. The dogs share a soul. The cats share a soul. And they don't. It's not that they can't. They're just not at that level of being able to think for themselves yet. So it's like that. If further down the road, hundreds of years from now, maybe sooner than that, but the human kingdom, that mankind will be helping the animal kingdom evolve into their true self, whatever that may be. So, and that stuff, that's hundreds of years, probably maybe thousands of years from now. Who knows? I don't think it's thousands of years, but hundreds of years.
Daniel Paul with his song Om Ganapataye
So what,
from his album.
what I decided that is that this show is not going to be like a regular radio show. It's going to be more like a journey. Right here, it says it right here on my book. If you're watching this on YouTube, of course you can see this. The 90-day Ascension Journey: Engineer and Design Your Life the Way You Want it to be. I wrote this book several years ago, about 3 years ago, just over 3 years ago. I was doing these radio shows, the psychic show, the relationship show, blah blah blah, all these other shows, and my guidance said, "Well, you got 2 weeks to write this book," because I went to Tucson, and I believe I was supposed to go to Tucson to write this book. But guess what? That didn't happen. So when I moved back to Flagstaff here, I've lived here in Arizona for over 23 years, mostly in Sedona, but northern Arizona, and then Tucson as well, for over 23 years. And I was sent to Tucson, I'm pretty sure, to write this book, or you know, it didn't happen. So when I got back from Tucson and moved back to Flagstaff, my guidance goes, "Well, you got two weeks to write the book." I said, "What? What are you talking about? That's not enough time." So I said, "Okay, fine." So I sat down. I put everything on hold. I was driving for Uber. I was driving for Lyft, plus doing the radio shows. I was a pretty busy guy. And I sat down and just wrote straight for 2 weeks. I had all the food I needed. I had everything, all my needs taken care of. And I literally did not leave my apartment for 2 weeks, pretty much. Unless I went to go throw away the trash or whatever, and that's it. So anyhow, literally down to the last minute, I wrote and wrote and wrote, and at the very last minute, I did. I finally finished this book. And then it took me, a month to learn how to format it for Amazon and then also Kindle. And then I had, of course, and I did all the editing process in that 2 weeks time as well. So I rewrote and edited and rewrote and edited and wrote the whole book within 2 weeks, and then that was that. So and eventually, it's probably a good probability that I'll be re-editing this book again. But right now, I'm happy where it's at, because it's basically saying everything that I wanted to say. I already knew what I wanted to say and needed to say, and I did. I put it in this book. Hey, well, look at this. So that's what I'm gonna do. Today is more or less an introduction to the Ascension expert to Ascension. And then that's, I don't know that I need more than 30 minutes. Maybe I do, but I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. So I've been trying to, I'm asking my guys, well, what do you want me to do with the show? How do you want me to do it? Blah, blah, blah. And my guys just go, just wait, right? Just like a little kid. Just wait, all right? So we're going to talk about the 5 practices, spiritual practices that it takes to be to get yourself in shape. It's like a marathon. You have to get in shape, and there's different ways of getting in shape to do a marathon, to be a winner, right? And that's what I'm looking to do. Actually about a year and a half ago, I created a political party called the Ascended what? I forgot what I was calling this. The Ascended Party. No, I don't want to say party, but it was anyhow. I want to say the Ascended Practitioners, but it's not that either. Here, I'll tell you. I created a party that's designed to help humanity go in the right direction. My Trail Buddha, and again, you'll probably learn about this further down the road if you don't know my Trail Buddha. You can look them up, of course. But my Trail Buddha has said through Benjamin Prim, hey, you guys, basically need to get the ball going, right? So that's what I've been doing. All right, wait. So anyhow, with all the muck that's been going on, especially in politics and occupy this, occupy that, and people killing each other. I mean, there's parents that are killing their kids. Oh my God, it's just beyond me. How people can be. It's just beyond me. So what's happening, folks? This is what's happening. This is to give you the big picture of it all. But for 100 years, over 100 years now, close to 150 years, our solar system has been going from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. Back in the day, Jesus, that's one of the reasons that Jesus came around and about, was because he came here to help inaugurate and initiate the age of Pisces into our solar system, right? Like he came here to give us blessings. And so for close to probably about 130, 145 years or so, about 145 years, our solar system has been transitioning from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. The song came out years and years ago. The middle of that energy was World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, Korean War, all that. That was the middle of that transition, which produced a lot of friction, which produced helped manifest all these wars, right? Mankind really doesn't need to blame themselves, because that was just part of the natural order of things, right? Natural order of the mankind of our solar system. So anyhow, that was fulfilling the part in the Bible, the New Testament, about all these people will be killed, blah 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 blah. Right? It's like that. So anyhow, we're close to the end of that process now. Pretty soon, in 2025, from what I understand, what I think, and if you get my book, and I believe I don't have it there yet, but I'm gonna put the link so you can go download this book on PDF in PDF format if you want. So anyhow, so we've been going through this process, and in 2025 we will be completely in the age of Aquarius. At which time, I believe Maitreya Buddha says this, and maybe even Sai Baba. These are great, amazing saints that are in the woodwork. But they've been around for forever and ever, and amen, right? So these guys are saying that we're going to be, and it is March 2000. I do astrology. March 2023, when Pluto goes into Aquarius, the shift is going to be huge, and there's probably going to be a big, big party. You'll see what I'm talking about. And from there on out, things are just going to be miraculous. It's going to be 2023 is probably going to be a huge year for nothing but partying, especially March of 2023. And beyond that, I don't know, but I think it's going to be miraculous. I believe it. So anyhow, as part of the of my doing this show, I'm going to be going through the different steps that it takes to become an ascended master, if you want to be. And you can do that in this lifetime if you commit yourself diligently and regularly for the rest of your life. And it's not something, it's not like church. You can go, for a lot of people, they go to church on Sunday, forget about it for the rest of the week. It's an everyday affair. Literally, it's a way of life. Just like being a tantric practitioner, being a president, being a businessman, being a nurse. It's a way of life. It's your everyday way of living. Period. That's all it's to it. So anyhow, I'm going to be going through the practices that it takes to get there: prayer, meditation, spiritual inspirational reading, spiritual inspirational work, doing mantras, what was it, music, service. And then I'm going to lay down also the foundation of recognizing how you know where you're at in the spectrum of it all. You go through your 5 initiations, the initiation demonstrating you know how to take care of your body, physical body, and then your emotional body, and then your mental body, and then you go through this transfiguration, and you transform and transcend. And usually at every initiation, there's 2 beings there with you to help you out, to support you in that process. They can be other, what you call, what do I want to call them? Anyhow, initiates, or they can be masters or saints or whatever, just depends. And then I'm going to go through some other practices that you can work with that will allow you to live, breathe, be a master. And it's a process that you sustain yourself in throughout the day, throughout the night. We'll be talking about Tantra, working with relationships and intimacy. We'll talk about what I call the Master Soul Cleanser Program. That's my trademark, if you want to call it that. It's a programming process that I walk with you, that you go through, that allows you to clear your energies and update yourself, not only for this lifetime, but from all past lifetimes and future lifetimes too. So, and then we'll talk about altars. We'll talk about goals, lifelong goals, and a vision board. And typically, when I've done this journey with other people in person, and I've done an astrology reading for them as part of the process. So we can talk about that too, if you want to. And that's an extra activity, extracurricular activity that we would have to talk about in private. We'll talk about psychic development and working with your future selves. We'll talk about I'll be bringing in people, and of course, if you want to get the book, I can't remember how much I have it now, but you can go to my website and get it off my website, or from Amazon, or Kindle, or just like I said, get the free PDF version of it, which will be listed in the comment section or whatever of this audio or video. So anyhow, we'll be bringing in people, a guest to talk about Ascension. Well, eventually, my goal is to develop some kind of a retreat or workshop or both, where we can meet somewhere at some given point, and we can do a whole workshop on this, a whole weekend affair type of thing, or a week affair, and then and really process through and work with this on a deep-seated level. We can I just became certified as a Reiki Master. We can talk about becoming a master, a Reiki Master as well, or a Reiki practitioner as part of the process. And then I've also became certified to be a hypnotherapist. And that's a little bit off the back burner for now, on the back burner, because I'm still working with that. But eventually I'll be working with that, and so helping people to release stuff or work with stuff, and then really shift their energies and their life patterns and journeys, so they'll be healthier for you. So like that. Anyhow, there's a lot in the works for all this, and again, I'm just going with the flow. So if you have any questions, answers, submit them to me, text and either via email, text, or IM or whatever, and then we'll go from there. Thanks for stopping by. Have a goddess week. Be the love that you are, always have been, and always will be. Aloha. This is Daniel Paul with this song, Om Ganapataye, from his album, The Elephant Prayer.
Ganapataye, Om Ganapataye, Om Ganapataye, 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 Ganapataye, Ganapataye, Om Ganapataye, Om Ganapataye, Ganapataye, Om Ganapataye, Om Namaha, Namaha Ki Bolo, 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 Om Ganapataye, Ganapataye, Om Ganapataye, Om Ganapataye.